Hello viewers, in this series of learning how to create Power BI reports and dashboards, today we are going to learn how to display dynamic text or labels and how to use measures or calculated fields in Power BI. So what is a dynamic text? A dynamic text is a text that changes along with the context in an interactive dashboard, so the reader or the viewer of your dashboard gets a better understanding of the contents. For example, let's open one of our already designed report, that is the test report that we created in our first video. In our test report, we have a filter, a table, and a pie chart. And what it is displaying is displaying the database owners and their different object types and the counts. For example, if you select any of the owner here, say Apex 050000, the table data accordingly changes, and so as the pie chart. So the table data is straightforward, but in the pie chart, we don't have the name of the owner displayed here. So the viewer doesn't have a clue who these objects belong to. So what we want to do here is to display some text in the title of this pie chart based on the selection in this filter, and this text will tell us who these objects belong to instead of this fixed title. To do that, first we will keep the visualization and the fields properties window open here and minimize the filters window. Then select the pie chart, go to its properties, switch off the title, and reduce the height a little to make some room for a new title here. And the new title will be displayed using the card visual. So this is the card. Click on any blank space on the report, but not on any of the visuals here. Then click on the card. The card visual will be displayed. We will adjust the size to match with the pie chart. Next, we need to define what will be displayed in this card. It will be something like when there is nothing selected in this filter, the card will display database object counts for all owners. And when some owners will be selected, the card text will change to database object counts for owner equal to the name of the owner that is selected here. To achieve this, we have to create a calculated field or a measure in Power BI's terminology. To create a measure, we will select the query that is used to display data in this pie chart. So if you have multiple queries there, look for the check mark against the query when the visual is selected, and that is the query which is responsible for displaying the data for that visual. Now for this pie chart, query 1 is being used. We'll click on three dots at the right hand side, then select the new measure option. That will create a new field called measure here, and the measure properties window will be displayed at the top, where we'll define the formula that is responsible for displaying the data in that measure. Now we'll change the name of the measure to something meaningful like chart title, and after the equal sign we will actually write the formula which will be responsible for displaying the contents of the card, and it will be an if then else structure which will work like if something is selected in this filter, then display the title accordingly, and if nothing is selected, then put a fixed title there. And then this if then else structure will start with an if, start the bracket, and we'll use an inbuilt function called has one value. So what hash 1 value does is it will check for if the visual in context has one value selected, then it will return true. So after the if, our condition will be has one value in query 1.owner, double click on that. Then after that logical test, we will define the then part of the if then else structure, which is if hash 1 value is true, then it will be database objects for owner equal to, put an ampersand character there to concatenate two strings. And what string will be concatenated with the database objects for owner? That is the owner name itself, and that will be extracted using another function called values. Within this bracket, we have to again define by double clicking the query 1.owner field, and we'll close it and again put a comma to define the else part of the if then else structure. And what will be in the else part? It means if nothing is selected in the filter, the title will be simply database object counts for all owners, and close the string with the ending double quote, then the ending bracket, and press enter. And your calculated field or the measure called chart title is ready. Now all we need to do is to drag and drop this measure on the card visual. We need to format this visual because otherwise it will be difficult to read. So when this visual is selected, click on the formatting options, switch off the category, go to the data level and set the size to something like 12-point font, and select the font UI bold. Now let's test it. Say let's select another user called ORDSys, and the chart title changed accordingly. Let's select another one, say Sysman, and it has changed. If we do not select anything, then the chart title simply changes to database object counts for all owners. So this is how a card and the measure can be used to display dynamic text in Power BI reports or dashboards. So viewers, if you enjoyed my video and found it useful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more similar videos.